3,000 years we've called this man a hero. The clever one, the survivor, the king who fought his way home. But read the story closely, really closely, and a different man starts to appear. A liar, a manipulator, a leader who lost every single person who trusted him and walked away without a scratch. The wooden horse, the famous mind. But look what that mind actually did. So, before you admire him, let's put Odysseus on trial. For 3,000 years, we've called this man a hero. Let's test that. Quick note first, this video is about who Odysseus is, judged by what he does. If you don't know his full journey, I've broken down the whole story in another video. It's linked up there. You don't need it to follow this, but you might see that hero a little differently by the end. Charge 1, he is a liar, not occasionally, constantly, compulsively. It's the first thing the poem tells us about him, that he is the man of twists and turns, never at a loss for a deception. Trapped by the Cyclops, he says his name is nobody. Clever, yes, but notice how naturally the lie comes. It's his default setting. When he finally reaches home, he doesn't tell the truth even to the people who love him. He invents fake identities, lies to his loyal servant, he lies to his own wife. He lies to his aging father, making the old man weep before revealing himself. He lies when he needs to, he lies when he doesn't. We call it cleverness when we like him. If we didn't, we'd call it what it is. Manipulation. Charge 2. He is a reckless leader who got everyone killed. Start with the Cyclops. He didn't have to be there. He entered a giant's cave out of curiosity and greed. His men begged him to grab supplies and run. He refused. He wanted to meet the giant. Men died for that curiosity. Then, escaping safe, he couldn't stay quiet. He shouted his real name to the blinded giant, pure ego, and earned the curse that doomed the entire voyage. His pride didn't cost him, it cost them. And the pattern never stops. He loses men at the Cyclops. He loses 6 more knowingly to the monster Scylla. He was warned, and he steered into it anyway, and didn't tell the 6 they'd been chosen to die. He left for war with over 600 men. He arrived home with none. Every single person who followed Odysseus died, and he survived. A hero, we're told, but a leader is measured by the people he brings home. By that measure, he is the worst leader in all of mythology. Charge 3, he takes what he wants and calls it fate. After Troy, his fleet raids a city called Ismarus, not for survival, for plunder. They loot it because they can. Everywhere he lands, he helps himself. He arrives home richer than he left, while the men who carried that treasure are all dead at the bottom of the sea. When things go wrong, it's the gods. When his men die, it's their weakness. When he survives, it's his brilliance. He is never at fault in his own telling. And that's the thing to remember. Much of the Odyssey is Odysseus narrating his own adventures to an audience he's trying to impress. The hero is telling us how heroic he was. We only have his side of the story. Charge 4. The homecoming is a bloodbath. He returns to find suitors crowding his house, courting his wife. So he bolts the doors and kills them. All of them. Over 100 men. Not in a fair fight, in a trap. He seals the hall and turns it into a killing floor. And when it's done and the bodies are piled high, he feels no guilt, only satisfaction. Then he hangs the servant women who'd slept with the suitors. He orders his own son to carry it out. This is the returning hero, standing in a room of corpses, at peace. Now, here's where honesty demands we hear the other side, because the story is not as simple as the charges make it sound. The suitors were not innocent. In that world, the deepest sacred law was xenia, the bond between host and guest. The suitors shattered it. They invaded a man's home, devoured his wealth, abused his servants, and plotted to murder his son. By the values of Homer's world, they had condemned themselves. The gods themselves sanctioned the killing. No ancient Greek would have said Odysseus lacked the right. And the lies? In his world, cunning wasn't a sin, it was a gift. The favored trait of the goddess of wisdom herself, who loves Odysseus precisely because he is clever. So, which is it, hero or villain? And the unsettling answer is both at the same time. The same trait is a virtue from one angle and a crime from another. He is not half hero and half villain. He is fully both, in every action. Which raises the real question, the one that isn't about him at all. Why do we still call him a hero, knowing all this? Why does the word stick? Maybe because Odysseus isn't a picture of who we should be. He's a picture of who we are. We lie to get through the day and call it tact. We put ourselves first and call it survival. We rewrite our own failures into stories where we're the clever one, the wronged one, the hero. Everyone is the hero of the story they tell about themselves. Odysseus is the most human character in all of myth. Not because he's good, but because he is exactly as good as he needs to be, and no better. And he tells the story afterward so that we'll admire him. 3,000 years later, it worked. We do. Maybe that's his final greatest trick. Not the wooden horse, not nobody, but convincing every generation since to call a liar a hero and mean it as praise. So decide for yourself. Hero, or just the man who survived and got to tell the story? If this changed how you see him, there's a full breakdown of his journey linked here. And subscribe. We do this every week.